Hello everyone and welcome to another Feed Army video. My name is Emmanuel and today we will discuss a successful approval for a Google Merchant Center suspension that is a European customer. So a European merchant that has used the Digital Services Act. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story of the process on how the client got approved. So the Digital Services Act is only for European clients and it's usually used when, for example, Google Merchant Center has permanently suspended you. That usually happens after you have requested a review for 3 times. Sometimes it can be a little bit more, like 5 times. It depends on the situation, but generally if you have requested a review, it is only available for 3 times. So it is important that you request a review only if you have resolved all issues. Don't change one little thing and then request a review, or make your own assumptions like, this should be fine. Everybody else does exactly the same as I do. That is not the correct way to move forward. You really need to dig deep into checking all the potential policy issues and resolve all issues, because otherwise you will just end up getting a permanent ban. And if you're outside of Europe, you don't have any option to request a review. So in this case, the Digital Services Act. So this client, they exhausted their request for reviews, so they couldn't request any further reviews. And I mentioned that you need to make sure that you resolve all recommendations. Upon their self-checking, they realized that they didn't follow one of the recommendations, which was related to barcodes. So make sure that all products, if they have a barcode from the manufacturer, that you add that in Google Merchant Center. That is very important so that Google can verify the products are genuine. Of course, if the manufacturer has not supplied any barcodes, then you don't need to add that. And especially if you are the manufacturer yourself, you don't have to buy barcodes. So this is not a 1-0 effect, as in you get approved or not approved based on the barcode. But in this case, the client forgot to add it or did not fully understand what the implications were for adding a barcode. They added all the barcodes and requested a review with Adr.eu. So when you request a review, so in Google Merchant Center, when you click on the red button that says Fix Issue, you click on it, and then at the bottom you have a little link that shows you that you can have further actions. And that brings you to this policy page. So I've made a video a year ago and I've explained everything regarding that. And at that time, it was only available for Adr.eu, so that you can request a out-of-court dispute. But if you click here, then because this policy page has been updated, you get a lot more options. So when you scroll down, then the first one is Adr.eu. That is the one my client used as well. And then you have user rights, and you've got all different platforms or businesses that you can utilize to start with the out-of-court process. So what happens is basically once you contact them, then they will do a report, and it looks a little bit like this. So it's a header letter. So this is a legal document that is sent to Google. So in this capacity as an out-of-court dispute settlement body under Article 21 of the Digital Services Act, Adr.eu, based on the statements submitted by the parties, held that the respondent has acknowledged the complainant's claims. The proceedings were concluded by immediate remedy. So that means that everything is resolved on the website, and the respondent bears the cost of the proceedings. Then it goes into the party details. So you versus Google. So the procedural history: the complaint has filed by the complainant with Adr.eu on the 30th of November 2025 by online submission. In accordance with the rules of procedure, Adr.eu formally notified the platform provider of the complaint, and hence the case was formally opened. The respondent has acknowledged the complainant's claims on 27 February 2026 at 9 a.m. and declared immediate remedy. So then it goes into facts of the case. The present claim seeks to challenge a moderation decision issued by the respondent, which adversely affected the claimant in their capacity as an active user of the digital service provided on the respondent's platform during the relevant period. By virtue of the imposed moderation measure, The complainant submitted the matter to this authority, seeking a declaration that the respondent's conduct was unlawful on the grounds that it was arbitrary or unjustified. Subsequently, the respondent acknowledged the revocation of the initially adopted moderation decision and expressed its willingness to promptly resolve the dispute. Then it goes into decision. In light of the respondent's immediate rectification of the disputed matter, it is considered that the subject of the proceedings has been effectively resolved. Consequently, no decision on the merits regarding the legality of the impugned measure shall be issued, as the legal interest necessary to sustain the proceedings no longer subsides. And then goes into E, cost determination. With regards to the cost of the proceeding, it is determined that the respondent bears the cost of the proceedings according to section C2 number 3 Adr.eu fee model. The respondent is charged the administrative fee for immediate remedy amounting to 110 euros. As an out-of-court dispute settlement decision under DSA, so the Digital Service Act, this decision is not binding according to Article 21 Section 5 DSA. It does not preclude either party from pursuing further legal remedies. As soon as the merchant updated the barcodes in Google Merchant Center, they got approved, as well as Adr.eu sent an email verifying that the account is now approved. So there was a little bit of a confusion by my client that did not 100% know if the approval was due to the barcode or due to what Adr.eu sent to Google. However, because you do have to add barcodes, that is definitely a requirement. So that definitely had to be done. Maybe it is a combination of both, that the reason when Google then checked, then they noticed that the barcodes were all added and then of course got approved. Now every situation is different. This client has already resolved all other issues that I highlighted, just not the barcode. And it is possible that if you don't add the barcode, that maybe they got approved with this letter. Who knows really. With Google, all the rules are not applied equally to all merchants, and that is a sad thing. And that is why lots of merchants like to say, oh, this merchant, their website, they can do it, why can't I? Well, that's not how Google works. Google just looks at you and compares against the policy. And that's both using bots, so AI tools, and also human review. So if there is some discrepancy or things that they don't really like based on the policy requirements, then you can't get approved. That is why you have to resolve all issues. Even the ones you don't know, you have to keep on working and finding all potential issues. It is very hard to find all policy issues. I know that. I've been in the business for 15 years and I still learn new things that I see and potentially recommend to clients to improve. So it's not like I am pitch perfect like 10 years ago. It is quite difficult to get approved. But it's more difficult now after 2020 because of there are so many bad actors on the platform, of course, that created more strict, rigorous testing and checks from Google. So that is why it's a lot harder now to get approved than compared to pre-2020. But regardless, I recommend that you always resolve all issues. So make sure that if you request an appeal, as I mentioned before, resolve all the issues on the website, in the Google Merchant Center account, in the data feed, and also third-party links and trust signals. Those are all the things that I look at and that I then check what is an issue, what is not an issue, and then recommend that to the client itself who wants me to check those. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope this has given European merchants a little bit of hope that you can get approved even if you're permanently suspended, so that you don't have any requests for appeals listed anymore in Google Merchant Center. So at least that gives hope for them to know that, one, it's not very expensive, and two, that you should definitely go for this once you are 100% sure that you've applied all the recommendations, all the improvements, all the fixes. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out or leave a comment downstairs. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.